Okay, hi everyone. Today we're here with GameOn Entertainment Technologies, sitting down with the CEO, Matt Bailey. Matt, thanks so much for coming in with us.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
For you investors out there, this is a recently trading company, and if you're a Canadian, you can buy the stock with the ticker symbol GET, which is GET.CN. Our American friends, you'll have to wait a little bit longer. However, if you do call your brokerage and ask to trade a foreign security, you may be able to get a jump on the process. But for the time being, let's just jump into the questions. So number one, Matt, for anyone here that's new to GameOn, can you just give us a quick overview of what is your company trying to do?
Yes, so at GameOn, in a nutshell, we power the most watched content in the world with the most innovative, predictive gaming technologies in the world. So we work with teams, leagues, TV networks, OTT platforms, tournaments around the world, not only in sports, but in entertainment, reality TV, news, and we make their content more social and engaging through technologies like prediction games. We're a B2B focused company. So we build the technology, we're the technology platform and partner, and our experiences look and feel like our partners' environments. So an example is someone we're gonna get into a little bit later, but MX Player in India, NBC Universal and Bravo here in the US. They're examples of content partners we work with to make their content more engaging and social.
Yeah, makes sense. And I mean, something like betting on sports makes perfect sense, but I wanted to ask you, I also noticed that one of your partnerships was with the Real Housewives. How do you bet on that? I'm just curious. What would be an example of something you can bet on?
So most of our engagements, first of all, are free to play. So we're kind of at an earlier stage of the funnel in the prediction and betting life cycle. But for the Real Housewives, you were just predicting things that would happen throughout the episode instead of the game. We're turning parts in the episode into what feel like match-winning moments for the fans that are watching at home. So things like, will there be a proposal this episode? Which housewife will appear first? Will anyone cry in this episode? Things that'll happen throughout that you make predictions on before. Throughout that episode, you get updates, leaderboards, results. It's all happening in real time. You're competing against people, on the couch with you, but also people on the other side of the country. And then at the end, if there are any prizes, they're distributed as well. Our platform does that from start to finish, no matter the partner we're working with. The biggest selling point to them is it's totally programmatic. So our engine writes the predictions, grades and results in real time, and then distributes that pricing. And there's zero lift for our partners. So no one actually has to produce it on their end, which is a massive, massive plus. Often our competitors are serving products that actually have to be integrated at the production level. We totally bypass that. And in most instances, the production team don't even know what's happening. We're working with the fan engagement team, and it's 100% programmatic.
Really cool. I love that. Before you were involved with GameOn, can you talk a little bit about your experience beforehand?
Yes. So I come from a sports business background. So back in Australia, where I'm from, I worked for a television network called Nine Network, working on the Olympics, working on the National Rugby League and cricket. Then I moved to the US and worked for the Brooklyn Nets and Barclays Center, as well as agencies like CSM Sport and Entertainment. I was always selling in those roles. I was in a brand partnership, revenue generating, deal making role. And then, a few years ago, took a deep dive into the startup world and haven't looked back since starting GameOn.
That's awesome. So in terms of the competition in the space, let's talk about your peers. So who exactly are your biggest competitors and what specifically differentiates you from them?
So there are a handful of competitors out there that are creating solutions, B2B solutions for partners, the same partners we're going after, but most of them kind of don't scratch the surface as far as the potential of technology goes and innovation. They're very off-the-shelf products that are single action solutions that are really just designed to flip out, get to partners as soon as possible, and not really designed to engage, retain, and therefore they don't really tap into the true motivations of fandom. So we take it to the next level where we're actually building products that are built to engage, retain. We're partners for the long term. And you can see that with some of the products that we have coming out with our partners soon. But The real reason that we're able to build products like that is because of our team. And that also goes back to our unfair advantage. Our key unfair advantage are the people we have around us. When I talk about product, our chief product officer, Santi Jaramillo, built NBA Top Shot at Dapper Labs before he came to us, and now he's quarterbacking our product. Before that, he built the FIFA game at EA Sports for 10 years. So he's bringing that sports and gaming background that clearly isn't just built to just flip and get to a partner right away. He builds products that are built to engage and retain, and we're really solving a real problem there for our partners. But then, beyond that, we just brought on our VP of partnerships, who comes from Madison Square Garden, where he sold the Knicks and the Rangers and the arena itself. Our chairman, Jay Moses, built the original Grand Theft Auto. And he's still on the board at Take-Two Interactive, who acquired his company, one of the biggest public gaming companies in the world. So we continue to add people like that to our roster, either on our day-to-day team, our board of directors, or our board of advisors. And that truly is our competitive advantage.
I bet. And you touched on partners, and you mentioned MX Player earlier. So can we dive a little bit more into that? Can you just tell us what is MX Player and talk a little bit more about your partnership with them?
Yeah, so MX Player is one of India's largest OTT platforms. They have about 280 million people watching every month. Obviously a massive number to us here in the US or in North America. We're building all of their cricket prediction games. So this is a big year for cricket. The IPL has been on a hiatus since COVID, but they come back in a few months. IPL is the biggest and most watched cricket league in the world, Indian Premier League. And then just after that, the World Cup starts, the T20 Cricket World Cup. So we'll be rolling out all of their prediction games. And then the monetization behind it, the business model, our business model is two-pronged. The first is licensing revenues, a SaaS fee that's recurring to use our technology. The second is revenue share, sharing in revenue that the partner's generating. If there is a big opportunity on that second business model, we'll often waive the license fee. And with MX Player, this is a tried and tested business model. They have, like I said, 280 million people watching. They have programmatic ad units built in. They know exactly how much they're going to generate, and they know based on games they've rolled out before, essentially what we're going to generate, and we're splitting that 50-50. So we expect and we're projecting for that MX Player game execution for cricket to generate 7 figures for GameOn alone. And we'll start generating that revenue in Q4 when we go live with the product.
Unbelievable. 280 million people.
Yeah, it's a mind-boggling number. We were on a call yesterday with a prospective partner, and I just said 280 users, not 280 million. And they had to pause me and say 280. I was like, oh, 280 million. But India's a crazy market that we're going to really push into further. We're just off the back of that, we're seeing more and more opportunities in that market for us. And the great thing about our technology is that it's scalable to every geography. The borders are not a hurdle for us, and we're seeing that with what we're doing in India, what we're doing in the US, and soon, you're going to see some more deals pop up and be announced in other markets around the world.
So, I mean, to whatever extent that you can actually share with us via, whatever's public information, can we talk about some of the next steps? What comes next for the company in terms of growing the business?
So next steps is really scaling our process. So with some of the deals we've executed, some of the deals we've just closed, we know we have a really simple 3-step process for our B2B business model. One is sell. It was just me selling for a long time. Now we've brought on our VP of partnerships. We also have an agency helping fill the funnel, doing a great job there. The next step is product, conceiving and coming up with different ideas for the partners we're bringing on board, compelling ideas that will engage, retain, and be innovative. We're announcing a product on Monday, actually, that kind of brings together the worlds of collectibles and prediction games. So look out for that. But we're doing a great job there, quarterbacked by Santi, our Chief Product Officer. And now we're scaling our tech team to actually execute on those deals. So the next 6 months for us is to just scale that process, close more and more deals, execute those deals, and start generating the revenue from those deals. So that's what you're going to see from us.
Awesome. And for those watching, just to give some context, we talk about an announcement coming Monday. By the time you're watching this, that might have been 2 days ago, 1 day ago. So it might already be out there. So take a look. Matt, thank you so much for coming in. And for everyone watching at home, I would encourage you, reach out to us, ask questions, go to their website, take a look at the slide deck. And as an investor, like I mentioned earlier, if you're Canadian, it's really simple. The ticker symbol is GET.CN. But if you're an American, don't be shy. Call your broker, ask to trade a foreign security. You may be able to get a jump on the process. Matt, thank you so much for coming in and joining us today.
No worries, Kevin. Appreciate it.
All right. Until next time, you take care.
Bye-bye.